Hello, my beloveds, and welcome back to another episode of The Reclamation. I am Paula Collins, your Magdalene Sound Priestess and Spirituality Mentor. And this podcast is a little different, and it's something that fell on my heart this week the few times that I actually scrolled on social media this past week. It has been a very heavy week. It has been a time where more division is coming up within our communities, seeing sides of people that we didn't know existed, and just really weighing us down. And I was thinking about a word that came into my head as I was sitting there just for those few moments, and it was the word hope. And I think that hope is something that we're all desperately trying to find. We're looking for this quality, this emotion, this feeling that seems so far away and so difficult to unwrap or to dig up or to reach down deep and pull up for ourselves. Because the world is overflowing with this fear, with division and constant bad news. And when that is what we see on a regular basis, it becomes so easy to feel overwhelmed and hopeless. But I am here to tell you today that even in the darkest of times, light is still here with us. It is still here with us. And it reminds me, even on a new moon or a dark moon, when you go outside and you do not see moonlight to light your path and to brighten things up, you can still look up in the sky and see little flashes of light that we call stars and constellations. And if we think about our lives that way, we realize that the light is still there. It might not seem like that all of the time, but it really is. And I want to invite you into a safe, gentle space to breathe, to ground in, and to remember that hope is alive. I am going to talk about how to nurture joy in small moments and how to create simple practices to stay grounded and connect with this beautiful spark of light that is within all of us. So I am going to talk about grounding your breath to settle your spirit and taking a moment to reflect on the power of hope and the small joys. I'm going to talk about 4 simple ways to stay grounded and secure when the world feels heavy. And it does right now. And then I'm going to conclude this today with a blessing to carry you through the next few days, the next few moments, the next few weeks, because I want to remind you, you are not alone, my beloveds. We are in this together, and together we gather our strength. Together we help hold each other up. Together we learn how to settle. Together we rise. So, like I said, I want this space to feel different. And each time you press play, I want you to find a soft landing place for your heart, for your soul. Because there is still so much goodness that exists around us. There really is. Even when we're feeling overwhelmed, even when we're feeling anxious, even when we're feeling angry or even rage, and we just want to crawl into bed, pull the covers over our head, and shut it all out. I want us to remember that there is still so much goodness around us. And I want you to take a moment right now, if you're in a safe space and it feels good and it feels comfortable to you, I want you to close your eyes. Gently shut those eyes down. Maybe even place one hand, both hands over your heart. Maybe one over your heart, one over your solar plexus, or one over your womb space. And I just want you to gently tune into your breath. Just observe it. How are you breathing right now? Is it shallow? Or maybe you just haven't been able to take that deep breath. Or maybe you haven't been able to exhale fully. Maybe you feel like you're in fight or flight right now. And as you're observing your breath, I want you to tune into the inflow and outflow of air and what it feels like. And then tune into your body. How is it feeling? Are you feeling tension? Does it feel tight? Even right now, how is your jaw? Is it clenched? Or can it just fall gently open? Are your shoulders up or are they relaxed? Does your stomach and your gut feel tight? Do your hips feel tight? Are your hands clenched? And does it feel difficult to open them up when you place them over your heart? And now I want you to take a beautiful deep inhale, the best, most wonderful inhale that you have taken all day. Feel that oxygen coming into your body, filling up your lungs. And as you exhale, I want you to do that through an open mouth. And allow that to just be expelled from your body. Maybe you are letting out stale air that was still trapped in your lungs. Take another deep inhale, deep inside of you, feeling it fill up your lungs and your heart space and your whole heart chakra area. And once again, as you get ready to exhale that beautiful breath, imagine it attaching to maybe some stale air or maybe some tension, and make an audible noise as you exhale through your mouth. Let that out. Sometimes when we vocalize that exhale, we allow more out. Take another beautiful deep inhale and see how far can you pull it into your heart, but feel it go down. Maybe you can only get to your solar plexus. Maybe you can feel it go down to your root, and hold it there and feel the deliciousness of that fullness of the oxygen going into every cell of who you are. And as you exhale, do that audibly. Do that with me. that big, loud exhale to let more out. And now just go back to your normal breath. And how is that feeling now? Can you feel more flow? Can you feel less tension? Does your body feel like it's letting loose? And then when you're ready, I want you to open up your eyes for me very gently, and gently start to gaze around your space and bring yourself back to this beautiful present moment. And allow yourself to sit at the altar of hope. Because as we talk about hope, this isn't the fluffy, bypassing kind that ignores what's happening in the world. It's the real, gritty, soul deep hope that reminds us of our power to rise up together. Because, my beloved, you are so incredibly powerful. And maybe it's the first time you've heard somebody say that you are powerful. But I want you to hear the sincerity in my voice when I tell you that you are a powerful being. And you are so beloved. I also want to start by saying hope is not pretending everything is fine. It's about remembering that even though life can feel chaotic, we each hold a spark of light that no amount of darkness can take away. It's there. It is deep inside of you. It lives in your heart and your soul. It may be a little cloudy for you right now, but it's there. And sometimes coming back to our breath and the awareness of our breath helps that spark to get a little brighter and a little brighter and a little brighter. And sometimes that spark is found in really big moments. That act of bravery, that time when you did it afraid, you found and you mustered up the courage to do something and you did it afraid. Maybe it's the movements for peace and justice that you find the spark of light. But more often than not, lives. It really does live in the little things. It could be a smile from a stranger at the grocery store. It could be somebody opening the door for you. It could be the sound of a child's laughter. It could be waking up in the moment and seeing that first ray of sunlight. It could be a gentle breeze through the trees or the bird song in the morning. It could be the sun breaking through the clouds after a storm. It could be watching a butterfly or a bumblebee sitting on a flower pollinating. Those little things. It could be the gentle hug of a friend, or your phone goes off and you pick it up and you see it's a text from somebody and it makes you smile. Hold on to the little things that bring the hope. These small joys are not insignificant. They become our anchors. They remind us that beauty exists in the world, even when the news and social media and AI tells us otherwise. And the more we tune into them, the more we notice them, the more we acknowledge them, the more we pay gratitude for them, the more we nurture the hope within ourselves, and then we share it with others, the more it grows. And the more it fills us up, and the more we can feel the tingling of it. And this, my beautiful friends, then allows us to say, yes, 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 this is the hope I've been looking for. I forgot that it's there. And it's okay, because I am tuned in to look for it now. I heard a noise outside as I was doing this podcast, recording this. And I looked outside and I saw a little child riding the bike down the street. And her hair was blowing in the wind and she just looked so happy and full of joy. And I was like, yes, joy. She is living joy. She is unaware of the chaos that us adults are aware of. And I am taking some of her joy. And the way that that filled me up. Or I'm thinking about when I took my granddaughter to visit a friend of ours who had a baby 5 months ago and also has an older child. And I watched my granddaughter interact with the toddler and the baby. And the joy in my heart was exploding because it was a beautiful, tender moment and it made me smile. And I looked at my friend, this mama of these two, and she smiled. And we shared that small moment. On my drive home from picking something up today, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and I was listening to one of my favorite coaches and a friend, Danny, talking. And it filled me with joy. And it's those things that do it for us. And I want you to walk away from this podcast feeling the joy, the little tiny moments, the little sparks of joy. So I said that I would give you something to help anchor you in. So let me give you a few small practices, and they're simple. And they help you bring you back to hope. And they help ground you when the world feels too heavy. The first thing you have to do is you have to limit your intake. Get off your phone, put it down somewhere where you cannot see it. Turn off the TV. Step away from all of the outward noise, that chatter. Protect your energy. Or if you feel the anxiety and the horror of it all, put it down, go outside, get your feet in the ground, feel the coolness of the grass, go hug a tree. I did that this past week on Friday with my beautiful daughter, who's 30. We went for a hike and we found a tree. It's her favorite tree. Found out that we both have the same favorite tree on this path. And we just went and we put our hands on the tree and we put our forehead on the tree. Right? And we allowed ourselves to be filled with that beautiful energy. Go out in the morning, the early morning sun. Close your eyes, lift your face, maybe even put your arms out, stretched to the sides, and allow that to help bring you back, right? Protect your energy. Help yourself to get more grounded into the here, the now, the present moment. Because sometimes there is nothing that we can do about all the other stuff, but we can be in the here and now and we can protect ourselves. And when we remember to protect ourselves and to be grounded and rooted in the here and now and bring ourselves back to the present moment and to rest into that, fall into that, it changes everything. It gets us away from the drama. It gets us away from what we see and what we hear that is poisonous to our souls. Our souls were never meant to handle what is coming at us. So when we step away from it and we turn it off, the next thing we do is we anchor in gratitude. And I was talking with my daughter about this because I was talking about my gratitude practice in the morning. And she goes, you know what, Mom? I don't sit and do it all at once. I do little things throughout the day, and it doesn't matter when we do it or how we do it. Whether we make ourselves a nutritious meal and we spend time in gratitude for what is in front of us. Or, I mean, I don't know if you've done this, but I will be driving in my car and I will find a spot just like that. And I'm like, oh, thank you for looking out for me today and helping me to find it right now. Or before you go to bed at night, naming 3 small joys in your life that you noticed that day. Right? And I named some of them before. You noticed the sunlight, you heard the bird song, you watched a butterfly flutter. Right? They don't have to be big. Maybe it's just your morning coffee. Like you have your coffee, for me it's tea or cacao, and you just take a moment to hold it next to your heart, to feel the warmth, to smell the aroma and say thank you for this moment. Thank you. So much gratitude that I can take a moment to be in gratitude for this first drink of my beverage that day. Maybe it's a kind word. Maybe somebody gave you a kind word. Or maybe you were doing something and all of a sudden a very beautiful, kind word came to your mind. Perhaps you were out walking and getting a little steamy because you were working up a sweat, and all of a sudden, at the precise moment, there was a breeze that hit. Gratitude for the breeze to cool you down. It's the little things. It's the little things. When you are grateful for the little things, it changes your whole day. How many times do you like, oh, I have to do another load of laundry. Oh, gee, the sink is full of dishes. Instead of going there, say, I am so thankful that I have these clothes to wear. I am so thankful for modern technology that I don't need a scrub board, that I can put it in the washing machine and then the dryer and take it out and fold it. I am so grateful that I have dishes to do because I had food to eat. It changes everything. Gratitude uplifts us. The third thing that we can do is breathe with intention, just like we did at the beginning of this podcast. Right? Placing your hand over your heart and anywhere else, and inhaling slowly through your nose, exhaling gently through your mouth. When anxiety comes up, we pause. When overwhelm comes up, we pause and we connect to the breath, because breath is life. And we do it involuntarily, 24/7. But stopping and breathing with the intention helps to anchor us back into the present moment, especially when the anxiety and the overwhelm hit or the hopelessness hits. We breathe with intention, brings us back. And it helps us to remember, I am okay in this present moment. And I'm going to be okay. And yes, there's all this going on in the world, but right now I am okay. And then sharing kindness. And I think that this is something that our world is lacking in right now, is kindness. But small, simple acts. I remember my mama telling me, when I was in school, when you are walking around and you see someone coming, smile, say hello. You may be the only smile or that pleasant hello that that person received all day. And it can change a person's entire outlook. Maybe you send a note, like maybe you actually get stationery and you write a note and you put it in the mail and you mail it. Or you send that simple note through a text saying, hey, I was thinking about you today and I just wanted to say I love you, or I just wanted to say how special you are. Or a word of encouragement. People need encouragement right now. They really, really do need encouragement. They need to feel like somebody sees them, somebody hears them, acknowledges them, and a small word of encouragement. Hey, that was great. You did a good job. I'm so proud of you for this. Wow, that was really intelligent. Wow, that was really wise. Right? A small word of encouragement. This may be the exact little piece of light that somebody else needs today. And these practices, these 4 things are not complicated at all, but they are powerful because they remind us that we are not powerless in the face of chaos. Every day, when I actually have it next to me, every day I write in my journal. And I channel a message from Magdalene, who is my favorite guide. She's my #1 girl. I channel a message from her every day. I don't think the words, they just start to flow. I have friends who write at the end of the day, they write a love letter to themselves. My coach Danny taught me that. And those small little things are powerful ways to remind us that we are not powerless. And we can choose where we place our attention. We get to choose that. If you're on social media and you start scrolling and you see something that you know is going to lower your vibration, lower your mood, and bring on anxiety, keep scrolling. Don't stop to read it, no matter how much you feel like you might have FOMO that you don't know what's going on. It's okay. Scroll past it. We do not have to place our attention there. What we consume, not just in food, but what we see on social media, what we watch on TV, the conversations that we are in affect us. They really do. They change our vibration, they change our anxiety, they hype us in ways that may not be what we need right now. And we think about, maybe after this podcast is done, you sit down and say, and write a little list. How can I nourish my soul and my spirit and my heart? And you write down some ways. You think, you know what Paula gave me 4? She gave me put down, get away, limit my intake of social media and news, anchor in gratitude, breathe with intention, share kindness. That's 4 right there. Maybe there are other ways that come to your mind, and write them down and put that list in a place where you can see it. Don't write it in your journal and close it up, because are you going to be able to go back to that? Not if you don't open your journal again. So do that for yourself. And this spreads light and hope in your corner of the world, and also in the collective corner of the world. And that is important. That is important. So I would like to take just a short moment right now. Something short, not a lot. And I want us to think about what I talked about today with hope and breath and empowering ourselves before we go. Because I think it's important. It's so important. And I invite you to carry this thought with you. You are a spark of light in this world. You matter. And the love you choose to embody ripples further than you may ever know. And I want you to feel grounded. I want you to feel held. I want you to always remember that hope is alive because it lives in you. And if something in this podcast resonated with you, share it with a friend who needs it. We all know somebody who needs that right now. Like this podcast, share this podcast, download this podcast. And until next time, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And my hope and prayer for you is that you find the light in the little things in this world. So until next time, feel my love holding you. Bye-bye for now.